AI is failing inside 90% of the companies that try to implement it. And it's not because they are too early or that the tools are not good enough yet. The real reason? Confusion. Every executive I'm speaking to either is drowning in tools, demos, or just dumb AI hype. And they still have no actual roadmap. They are stuck in a loop, researching new tools, trying one thing, realizing it's not integrated, and then just start over. That's why we created an AI audit to eliminate the confusion, reverse engineer your business, and show you exactly where AI actually drives ROI. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how it works so that you never have to waste another dollar on AI again. If we haven't met yet, my name is Mark and I have helped a ton of companies save some serious money and time by using AI the right way. So if you'd like some professional help applying AI to your business, I've actually opened up 3 free consult spots in the description below. It's first come, first serve, so I hope to see you there. And now let's dive into the explanation. The whole idea behind an AI audit is very simple. Confusion is the enemy of execution. Right now, most companies want to do something with AI, but they are overwhelmed and not sure where to start. Like when you're confused, you can't execute and you miss the AI opportunity. Our job with the AI audits is to remove that confusion and give you a clear, practical roadmap of what you actually should do with AI in your business. Now, before I explain what's inside an AI audit, one important point is that this is not something we offer to every single company. It only makes sense for businesses that are capable of a complete AI transformation, not just like, let's try one automation and see what happens. For example, a tiny local shop with 2 employees, it's often enough just to learn ChatGPT, build 1 or 2 automation, and that's it. Like they don't need a full audit, but for a company with more than 20 employees or doing at least 1 to 2 million in revenue every single year, that basically means there's a lot of opportunity for AI across all departments. So it would actually be wrong for the company I'm working with to just jump into one random AI project without first looking at like the whole picture. Okay, so here I'm going to give you just a 5-minute overview of what an AI audit is, what you get, and why you might need it. I did some research and took screenshots of all the new tools released over just 6 months. And if you had to guess, how many new AI tools do you think that was? It was actually over 1,000 in 6 months. On average, that means every 4 hours, a new AI tool gets released. So honestly, like this is what the landscape feels like right now. Like, to be honest, it's just like too much. So if you feel overwhelmed, like you're absolutely not alone. Even for me, like, and I do this like full time, right? It's sometimes hard to keep up. So the big question everyone asks is like, how do we keep up with all of this? And the real answer is like, you don't. You can't keep up and you also don't need to. In fact, this idea that you must keep up is exactly what keeps most companies stuck. This actually creates a ton of anxiety, distraction, and also zero real ROI. So there are 2 AI transformation types or approaches that all companies use. Like right now, most people are using what I call the top-down funnel approach to AI. Like you do some research, you see ChatGPT 5 coming, you see a new AI tool in your industry, and then you ask, which of these tools can I funnel into my business? Like from the outside, it sounds pretty logical, right? But the real problem is that you're just constantly distracted, you're in constant anxiety, and you rarely see like any real ROI. Because by the time you've evaluated one tool, there are 10 or maybe 20 new AI tools on the market. Okay, and now let's go into the approach we use, and what we implement through the AI audit is the opposite, which is called the bottom-up vacuum approach. So instead of starting with tools, we start with your business. Like we look at where are the bottlenecks, where is most of the time spent, what do you hate doing, and where are you leaving money on the table. Then we look at the AI landscape and simply vacuum up a few solutions that are actually worth implementing. So instead of asking which AI tools should we be using, you start asking if AI could solve just one problem in our business, which problem would have the highest impact. And then it's our job to figure out how to do that with AI. So essentially this gives you focus, clarity, and ROI from day one. So you're not running in circles anymore from all those shiny tools. So the big question becomes, okay, but how do we know which AI solutions don't suck and are actually worth building or buying? Okay, and my answer to that is that, and that's exactly what the AI audit is for. In the AI audit, we go through 3 phases. Phase 1 is the process audit. The goal here is to understand how your business actually runs, maybe even better than you do in terms of where we can automate it. The second phase is the opportunity audit. We identify and prioritize the best AI use cases. And third is the ROI audit. Here we prove the ROI upfront so that you are not gambling your budget. Okay, and now let me walk you through each of these with a real example. So step 1 is the process audit. This is where we map out what you actually do as a company, your departments, your workflows, how you handle leads, customers, operations, etc., etc. Our goal is to understand your company better than you do in a structured way. We ask questions like, where's most of your time being spent? Which low-level tasks are eating hours every single day or week? What do you hate doing yourself? And of course, if AI could replace one part of your business, which would have the biggest impact? For example, we recently did this with an Airbnb style company. So some of the things we mapped out were phone calls for bookings, phone calls for FAQs and maintenance, text messages for FAQs and maintenance, also bookings. I forgot to mention that, staff and host onboarding, and a bunch of other things. And then we looked at where the time and money was going. Just on the customer side, calls and messages, they had 2 full-time employees. They were spending around $6,000 every single month in salary, basically just doing repetitive communication. Once we see your processes clearly, we move into step 2, the opportunity audit. Here we evaluate each potential AI use case using 2 frameworks. The first one is the 4 pillars. Like any AI project we build fall under a mix of these 4 pillars. So 1 is saving money by reducing human labor, generating more revenue, for example, reactivating leads. 3, improving your brand with better, faster, multilingual service. 4, collecting and analyzing data to make better decisions. So if we go back to our Airbnb example, right? Like the AI phone agent for bookings ticked all 4 pillars. Save, fewer human hours on calls. Earn, because they were open 24/7. Also brand, the AI can speak multiple languages, so they attract more international guests. And 4th, data, every call is transcribed and analyzed, so they are able to see trends like people asking about properties in Italy. So we do this across all opportunities we find in that company, also your company, of course. The second framework is the opportunity matrix. So on one axis, we have the difficulty, and on the other, we have impact. So when we plotted all the ideas for the Airbnb style company, we saw 2 interesting clusters. One was things like AI phone agents and text agents. These are hard to build, but also have real measurable impact. Second was things like an AI assistant listing creation, which is easy to build and also has a good impact. So we categorize these as quick wins. And then there were opportunities that were hard to build and also have low impact. We simply killed those because they are just not worth doing. So because of our experience, we can tell you in advance which opportunities will actually be difficult, even when they look simple from the outside. Like this helps you avoid projects that seem promising at first, but would quietly turn into endless time and money traps. And in AI, this is even harder to judge because there is so much misinformation and also hype around AI. So we'll do the same with your opportunities, rank them, and eliminate the noise. And then we get into step 3, the ROI audit. So this is where we prove the numbers so that you're not guessing. Okay, so back to the Airbnb style clients. There are 2 people answering calls. So let's be conservative and say we only replace one of them. We save around 160 hours per month at about $20 an hour. And that's $3,200 per month in human time. And the AI costs them roughly $3 every single hour when active. So let's say around $480 a month. So they are saving around $33,000 each year and they paid around $4,000 for us to set this up. In other words, AI is basically asking them, can I pay you $33,000 every single year to give you better 24/7 customer support in 5 languages? And of course, the answer is yes, obviously. This is the level of clarity that you want before you invest serious money into AI projects. And that's exactly what the AI audit gives you. Okay, so if you think an AI audit would be a great benefit to your company, and that is to click the first link in the description and schedule a free AI consultation call with me. Again, only 3 spots available per video. So I hope to see you in there, and otherwise I'll see you in the next one.